GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good morning. I'm Lauren Dupuis. A mysterious flock license plate camera has sparked questions from city officials, while traffic remains smooth despite ongoing roadwork. We'll also look at the Faber Metro main entrance closing through 2028 and a brand new skate park opening in Pierrefonds Roxborough. Over to you, Ryan.
The new skate park in Pierrefonds Roxborough opened yesterday, featuring concrete bowls, street rails, and a beginner area.
City officials said the park operates daily from dawn until dusk and offers free skate lessons on weekends.
Construction cost totaled $3 million, financed through the municipal recreation budget and private sponsorships.
All right, let's get into it and begin today's headlines, starting with the latest updates across Montreal. Here are our top stories. Officials say a flock license plate camera seen in Montreal was not installed by the city or the SBVM, sparking questions about its presence. Philippe Nadeau has the full story.
On a busy intersection near St. Laurent Boulevard, a sleek black box mounted on a streetlight caught the eye of passers-by. The device, identified by its distinctive flock design, scans license plates as vehicles pass. City officials and the Service de Police de la Ville de Montreal have both said they did not deploy the camera, and there is no record of a municipal contract for such equipment. Police spokespeople emphasized that any traffic monitoring tools in use are listed on the public database, and this unit does not appear there. Meanwhile, residents nearby expressed curiosity about who placed the technology and whether it will remain operational. The camera continues to record traffic flow as the afternoon rush builds. Philippe Nadeau, GMNA News, Montreal.
Yesterday evening, special constables from the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals of Montreal rolled out on their daily patrols across the city. Operating under the SPCA's Bureau of Investigations, the officers responded to emergency reports of animal mistreatment, exercising seizure powers to remove animals from abusive situations. The patrols, which began at 7 p.m., focused on neighborhoods where complaints had spiked, intervening in cases ranging from neglect of domestic pets to illegal breeding operations. Officials said the rapid response capability is designed to protect vulnerable animals and deter future abuse. The constable's authority to enter premises and seize animals without a warrant underscores the seriousness with which the province treats cruelty offenses. The Bureau continues to monitor calls and will maintain heightened patrols throughout the week and in the coming days.
Evenco announced Tuesday evening that its bag policy for events on Parc Jean-Drapeau is being softened. While the company previously required every bag to be transparent for Isle Sonic and other park concerts, the new rule now permits non-transparent bags that meet the same size limits. Organizers say the adjustment will apply to the upcoming Lasso Festival and any future shows at the island venue. Fans can still expect security checks, but will no longer be turned away for carrying a solid colored tote that fits within the established dimensions. Evenco said the change aims to balance safety with a more convenient experience for concert-goers. The Lasso lineup is set to kick off later this month, and the revised policy will be in effect from the first performance onward. Parc Jean-Drapeau, located on the island's south side, hosts thousands of music lovers each summer.
A Quebec lawyer has filed a legal challenge to overturn the 2022 law ending the mandatory oath of allegiance to the King, arguing it infringes on constitutional rights. Marion Catay has the full story.
The courtroom doors opened this morning as a Quebec lawyer filed a formal challenge to the province's decision to scrap the mandatory oath of allegiance to the King. On August 11, 2026, the petition argues that the 2022 legislation that ended the oath infringes on constitutional provisions and seeks a judicial review. Lawyers for the plaintiff presented documents citing historical precedent and claim the removal was rushed without proper consultation. The case will be heard by the Quebec Superior Court later this month, with the challenger hoping a ruling will reinstate the oath for future public officials and citizens. The move follows a broader debate about Quebec's ties to the monarchy and the role of symbolic ceremonies in provincial law. Marion Catay, GMNA News, Montreal.
Yesterday, Ashton opened its first Montreal restaurant inside the complex Desjardins. The chain, which first introduced poutine to Quebec in the 1970s, says the new venue marks a step toward a broader city presence. Marketing Director Vincent White explained that Ashton focuses on locally sourced ingredients and a menu that blends classic comfort with contemporary twists, setting it apart from other fast casual spots. He added that the brand is monitoring customer response before deciding on additional locations across the island. The sleek downtown space offers a modern dining area and a quick service counter, catering to office workers and shoppers alike. With the launch, Ashton joins a growing list of eateries expanding into the downtown core, aiming to become a regular stop for both longtime fans and newcomers. The opening attracted a lively crowd, with many patrons eager to taste the signature dishes. Later, we'll explore the Faber Metro Station main entrance closing until winter 2028, plus more local news. We will be right back.
Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. Commuters on the Blue Line should be aware that the main entrance of Faber Station is currently shut for extensive construction. STM officials say the closure will remain in effect until the winter of 2028 as crews replace structural elements and upgrade utilities. The work is part of a broader modernization program across the Blue Line, aimed at improving accessibility and capacity. Riders are being directed to the secondary entrance on St. Laurent Boulevard, which remains open and fully staffed. Signage and temporary wayfinding have been installed to guide passengers through the alternative route. STM has urged travelers to allow extra time for the detour, especially during peak periods. The project is proceeding on schedule, with completion targeted for the upcoming winter season. The closure impacts riders from the Mile End and Plateau Mont Royal districts, who will need to use nearby stations such as Jean Talon or de Lorimier as alternatives.
Safety concerns rise in Montreal's Chinatown as homeless and drug-using individuals gather near homes and businesses, prompting property owners, residents, and the city to coordinate a response. Denise Lariviere has the full story.
In the heart of Chinatown, property managers and nearby residents are sounding the alarm as groups of people in visible distress gather outside storefronts and apartment buildings. They say the increasing presence of homeless individuals and those who use drugs is creating a sense of insecurity, especially after dark. The City of Montreal acknowledges the rise and says it is working hand in hand with local community groups to map out a coordinated response, from outreach services to increased street lighting. Business owners report that the atmosphere has shifted, with some customers staying away and storefronts seeing fewer footfalls. Stakeholders are urging municipal officials to step up resources and bring more stability back to the historic enclave. Denise Lariviere, GMNA News, Chinatown.
Yesterday, an online personality was sued after a viral clip from the Old Port zip line depicted a fabricated crash. The video, which quickly gathered millions of views, showed the influencer apparently falling from the attraction, but investigators confirmed the incident was staged. City officials warned the deceptive content could encourage unsafe behavior. The Old Port Authority filed civil proceedings in the Quebec Superior Court, alleging false advertising and negligence and seeking damages for reputational harm and operational costs. The zip line, a summer season draw that attracts thousands of tourists weekly, has seen a surge in bookings since the episode, prompting the authority to protect its brand. The influencer, whose channel has over 2 million subscribers, has not commented publicly. The case remains active as both sides prepare for discovery, and authorities reminded viewers to verify online material before sharing.
Yesterday, the city unveiled its first skate park in the Amabea neighborhood of Pierrefonds, Roxborough. The concrete bowl and street-style features replace a vacant lot that had been a gathering spot for local riders for years. Officials said the municipal plan to boost youth resources. The ribbon-cutting ceremony drew dozens of teens, parents, and a representative from the Borough Council, who highlighted the long-awaited investment in the West Island. The facility includes a smooth flow zone, a set of rails, and a shaded seating area, giving beginners and experienced skaters a safe place to practice. City planners noted the park is the first of several outdoor recreation sites slated for the borough under a broader youth-focused strategy. The borough will handle upkeep, and a schedule of skate clinic sessions starts month, giving newcomers a chance to learn basics under guidance. Residents hope the venue will steer kids away from traffic-heavy streets and provide an outlet.
A second cat in St. Anicet tested positive for raccoon rabies, marking another wildlife case this summer, and 3 local residents who handled the animal have received preventive treatment. Jesse Cartier has the full story.
Authorities confirmed a second domestic cat in St. Anicet this summer carried the raccoon strain of rabies after a routine check revealed the virus. The animal, believed to have been infected by a local raccoon, prompted health officials to trace anyone who had handled it. 3 residents who came into contact with the cat received post-exposure prophylaxis at a regional clinic, doctors said. Santé Quebec notes that wildlife rabies incidents have climbed across the province this season, driving intensified surveillance and rapid response efforts. Teams are now conducting door-to-door checks in nearby farms. The agency continues to advise anyone bitten or scratched by wildlife or domestic animals to seek immediate medical care. Jesse Cartier, GMNA News, St. Anicet.
Let's get a look at your morning forecast with our weather team now.
A western jet stream surge and rising pressure are setting up a warm, clear morning before evening rain. On this date, the city once burned to 34.6 degrees Celsius, a record set in 2025 during a lingering heat dome that pushed the regional ridge northward. By contrast, the coldest reading was 14.2 degrees Celsius in 2023, recorded when an Arctic blast slipped south behind a stalled frontal boundary. Normal August highs hover around 27 degrees and lows near 17, so both extremes sit well outside the climatological envelope, underscoring how unusual the recent swings have been. On the radar, the western band of moisture is marching eastward, a thin line of rain showers gathering over the St. Lawrence lowlands. The system is being steered by the western jet, moving at roughly 96 kilometers per hour, and will crest the island around 6 in the evening, peaking shortly after. By 10 at night, the echoes will fade, leaving a clear sky for the late hours. With that, we turn to today's surface outlook. At 7 this morning, Montreal sits under a clear sky with 16 degrees Celsius and a humid 16% moisture content, while a gentle west wind blows at 10 kilometers per hour, gusting to 21. Pressure is near average but slowly rising, squeezing out the lingering moisture and ushering in a drier, more stable air mass. Overhead, the jet stream punches through at 96 kilometers per hour from the west, capping the surface with light mixing and keeping clouds at bay. Temperatures will climb to a high of 28 by mid-afternoon, then dip back to 16 after sunset. The UV index sits at 6, and the wind will peak around 24 kilometers per hour from the west. No weather alerts are in effect. With the surface picture set, we now look at the 5-day trend. Looking ahead, Wednesday brings an overcast day with a high of 24 and a low of 16, as the lingering ridge holds moisture in the lower levels. Thursday remains overcast, cooling slightly to a high of 22 while the low stays at 16, reflecting a modest northwest drift in the flow. Friday clears dramatically, delivering sunshine and a high of 24 with a low of 15 as high pressure settles over the province. Saturday mirrors Friday with another clear sky, 24 degrees at the peak and 15 at night, allowing the weekend to stay dry. Sunday turns the tide, overcast skies dominate, and a 45% chance of rain arrives, with a high of 24 and a relatively mild low of 18. The week swings between mild warmth and brief rain, offering a classic late summer pattern. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunrise is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
We'll break down today's traffic snarls, highlight the Good Food creditor protection story, and preview the Habs off-season moves. We will be right back.
Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
A major hindrance on Pont Clement westbound is slowing traffic this morning. Drivers also face major delays on Autoroute Métropolitaine at Boulevard Lacordaire westbound and on both directions of the same interchange. The eastbound exit at Boulevard Cavendish exit 6 is also clogged with a major hindrance. In the east, Pont Victoria remains gridlocked both ways, while Tunnel Viger westbound and Tunnel Ville Marie eastbound are both reporting major slowdowns. The overpass on Boulevard Lacordaire above a 40 and the bridge over R136 on Rue Saint-Urbain each present major hindrances in both directions. Further north, Pont de l'Aile aux Tourtes and Tunnel Louis Hippolyte Lafontaine are both experiencing major delays. Minor slowdowns persist on Avenue Soligny eastbound and on the Gouin to Henry Bourassa corridor southbound. No transit disruptions are reported and most other routes are moving freely, so expect a smoother ride this afternoon. If you're heading downtown or the airport, plan extra time.
First up, the Orientalese Festival kicks off tomorrow at Place Jacques Cartier in the Old Port, a 4-day celebration of Eastern and Middle Eastern music, dance and food that will fill the waterfront with vibrant rhythms. If you're looking for something happening right now, the International First Peoples Festival is alive at Place des Festivals, offering indigenous arts, live performances, and workshops you can experience this afternoon. A short walk away, Les Tam Tams gathers drummers and dancers at the base of Mount Royal every weekend, a free, spontaneous jam you can join for a burst of community energy. Looking ahead, the Montreal Korean Festival runs through Thursday across downtown venues, bringing street food, K-pop beats, and traditional dance for a taste of Korea without leaving the city. And for country roots fans, Lasso Montreal returns midweek at Parc Jean-Drapeau, promising big-name acts and outdoor fun under the summer sky. And now here's Tyler with sports.
The Canadiens are quiet this summer, but the organization is anything but idle. Extensions for Ivan Demidov and Jacob Dobie's headline a productive Canadiens offseason, and Stephen Richer is putting Cole Caulfield in rare company, calling him born to score goals. Meanwhile, the Classique KR charity golf tournament raised $67,000 for the Canadiens Children's Foundation, with Carrier and Dobies both on the course. The Canadiens are sending forward Vincent Rohrer to EV Zug in the Swiss National League for the 2026-27 season. Rohrer signed a 3-year entry-level deal with Montreal in June 2025. This loan keeps him in meaningful game action overseas, while the organization manages a deep and developing prospect pool. 6'5" forward Tyler Thorpe spent 68 games making life miserable for opponents with the Laval Rocket, logging 4 goals, 12 assists, and 77 penalty minutes. The counting stats are modest, but his physical checking line presence made him a crowd favorite and a genuine identity player for coach Pascal Vincent's roster.
Good Food, headquartered in downtown Montreal, has been a staple for busy families looking for fresh, chef-crafted meal kits delivered to their doors. The company, founded right here in our city, now finds itself under creditor protection as it works through a financial restructuring. The sudden departure of its chief executive, after less than 6 months, added uncertainty for the over 30 staff and thousands of subscribers across the island. Yet the team remains committed to keeping the kitchens humming, hoping to preserve local jobs and continue supporting farmers who supply the produce. Good food matters because it keeps a piece of Montreal's culinary spirit alive in everyday homes. Montrealers can look forward to seeing Good Food rise, reminding us that resilience is part of our city's DNA. Stay tuned as we dive into the 21 firms vying for the third Quebec-Lévis crossing proposal. We will be right back.
Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. 21 firms have submitted proposals in response to the Quebec government's international call for a third St. Lawrence River crossing linking Quebec City and Lévis. Philippe Nadeau has the full story.
On the banks of the St. Lawrence, officials are reviewing a slate of 21 proposals that arrived this week in response to the province's international call for interest. Each submission comes from a different firm eager to design a third crossing that would link Quebec City with Lévis, adding capacity to the existing bridges. Engineers and planners are now sorting through the concepts, looking at routes, bridge types, and cost estimates while the government prepares the next round of evaluations. The new link is intended to ease traffic congestion and provide an additional corridor for commuters and freight across the river. The province says the selection process will continue over the coming months. Philippe Nadeau, GMNA News, Quebec City.
Quebec is tightening its bottle deposit refund rules, a move that could make it harder for Ontario residents to redeem containers as queues at depots grow. Jesse Cartier has the full story.
Quebec officials announced a shift in the province's container deposit system that will tighten refund procedures for drivers from Ontario. Under the new rules, Ontario-registered bottles and cans can only be redeemed at designated depots, and the amount refunded will be reduced unless the container is returned at a location authorized for out-of-province returns. The change comes after weeks of reports about long lines at collection sites, where commuters from across the border often wait for hours. Authorities say the adjustment aims to ease congestion and keep the program running smoothly, while still honoring the standard deposit value for Quebec origin containers. The revised policy takes effect next month, giving residents a few weeks to adapt. Jesse Cartier, GMNA News, Montreal.
Thank you, Montreal, for joining us on the local sunrise. Tonight's look at the new skate park in Pierrefonds Roxborough reminded us how our city keeps moving forward. I'm Lauren Dupuis, wishing you a peaceful evening, and I'll see you tomorrow for more stories that matter.